Hi, welcome to the Big Bear Homestead. And today you're going to get your very first garden tour of the 2019 garden season. Okay, so I figured we'd start the tour off over here in our soft fruit area. Right behind me here, all that luscious green, all of this back here. Right here, this is our muscadine vines. Okay, now we do got to get in there and do a little bit of yard work and do a little grass cutting and whatnot. But I want to bring you over, let you guys see those. They're in full form, and you see they're starting. They're starting to get their grape pods on them. Kind of cool. Now over here on this side of me with these poles, now they're still kind of young, but here's our raspberries.
Okay, did you hear that little click? Well, that is where my microphone came unplugged from the camera. So right now I'm showing you the raspberries, and then the camera's going to spin around, and now I'm bumping my gums, but you can't hear what I'm saying. I don't even remember what I was talking about. But then we flip over here in just a second. Boop. Yep. Okay, I'm talking about that green area right there, and I'm telling you guys how we are going to clean it up and take and make basically more trellises for the soft fruit in that area. We're going to put blackberries and kiwi in that area. So now let's take it to the next area.
Okay, I'm over here in our pecan grove right here, but unfortunately, pig just found a fence, but unfortunately we have to take all of these pecans out. Now these pecans were planted here long before we got here, and they weren't really taken care of properly, and because of that, over the years their immune system has been weakened, and they got infested with that pecan beetle, or the burrowing beetle, the one that burrows in, and he's been eating up the trees, and the trees are getting weak, and they're snapping and they're popping, and some of them got branches big enough to be widow makers. And so Robin and I talked about it, and it's best for us to just take them down, use the wood for some woodworking projects, or use as firewood, or use it to smoke some meat. But then we're going to but don't worry, don't stress, we're going to be bringing in new pecans and some chestnuts and stuff, and we're going to border our property line with them, so that way they'll be over there and kind of out of the way, and then this will extend our garden out. Now I take a couple of steps over here, and now I'm in the area that was our garden last year, and this is the area that we had the pigs in when we moved the pigs the very first time, when we brought them American guinea hogs up here and put them on that Premier 1 fencing. Right here's that area. It went very smooth with the tiller this morning. We ran the tiller over this area because we started getting grass growth and stuff like that back again. The rooster wants to be on TV. But one of the things in John Seymour's book, The Path to Self-Sufficiency and How to Live It, one of the things that he says is when you till one time, then you wait about a week to 2 weeks, and then you till again, and that's supposed to cut up any remaining roots of weeds and grass and stuff like that. So we're going to give this about a week, and then we're going to till it again. Then this is going to be sorry about that. This is going to be what we were going to refer to as our overflow. When we start, we may plant some extra tomatoes, a lot of our okras and stuff like that, the seeds that we saved last year, but we want to go ahead and grow them again and save the seeds again this year. So that way we have two generations of it. So that's what we're going to be doing with this area. Plus we're going to plant some corn and stuff like that we need an abundance of to be able to make it through the winter, and we can't do it in there. And the last thing I'm going to bring you over here, the last thing before we hit the big front yard garden, this is kind of a part of it. It's just these boxes were already here, the poles were here, and there was no sense in us picking them up and moving them straight into the front yard. But this is Carol Ann's sweet pea bed, and it has done just super tremendous this year. It's done a lot better this year than it did last year. One, we did get the seeds in a little extra earlier than we did last year. But we also used, like if you can see these gray tubes coming out of these raised beds, we used the vermicomposting method with these tubes. And we'll have a video about that coming out here in a couple of weeks to talk about it. But I first learned that from M.I. Gardner. I saw it on M.I. Gardner's channel, and I thought, I'm going to give that a go. And so I did, and now the sweet peas are doing like 3 times better than what they did last year. I know Ladessa's super excited about it, and now I just got to stop her from coming through here and eating them all, so the rest of us can have some and we can save some for seed. All right, so let's head into the front yard, and we'll show you what we got going on in there. Okay, so now we're in my front yard area where we're doing the grow food, not lawns, garden method this year, which is basically tear up your front yard, put a whole bunch of raised beds in, and grow your food in a very quick Cliff Notes version. All right, and so in here we have all these raised beds that we put in. Okay, we are still in the planting stage. We are still getting our hugelkultur method inside the raised beds going. So with that, we do have some boxes that still just have the logs in them, the logs and sticks. Then we have some that have progressed that have the logs, sticks, and the leaves. And then we have others that have it all, and we're starting to put the soil cubed compost in them. Now, directly behind me right here, that vertical garden right there, that's the orange bed and the blue bed right there, that is one of our controlled science experiment beds. We have it planted with lettuce, Kentucky Wonders, radishes, spinach, and yeah, that's it. We did 2 different types of radishes. And so they're the exact same species of lettuce, of radishes, the Kentucky Wonders in both. The only difference between these 2 beds is one was top dressed with the soil cubed, and then the other one was top dressed with the compost that we made here on the Big Bear Homestead. Now, next to those, we have our cabbage and Brussels sprouts. Those are doing well. We got the Brussels sprouts transplanted today and mulched. We got the cabbage done last night and mulched. And then we come over here to our little boxes, and in these 2 little boxes we have the orange one again. That is going to be the orange boxes. Pretty much every orange box out here, except for the one that the Brussels sprouts, no, even the one that the Brussels sprouts are in, has our compost in it. All the other ones have the soil cubed compost in it. So in these 2 beds right here side by side, we're going to do another controlled experiment. We're going to do what some refer to as the pizza garden, the spaghetti garden. It's where we're going to grow some tomatoes, peppers, onions, garlic, basil, oregano, and I think that's it. All in this little square bed. It's a companion planting technique to be able to get as much as you can out of an area. All of these plants do benefit one another. And now we've got the rest of these beds to fill in. We've got some containers over here that Robin has planted rosemary and garlic in. We have a few more rosemary plants that we need to transplant into a couple more of the pot-styled containers. And then the rest of everything's pretty much going to be planted straight sowing of the seeds straight into the soil. And so that's it for week 1 here on the Big Bear Homestead garden tour. We'll be back to do another garden tour next week along with all of our other videos. And don't forget our live stream on Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for coming by the Big Bear Homestead. God bless and have a nice day.